Welcome, everyone, to the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs. My name is Rodney Gillette. I am the proud president of the most outstanding Rotary Club in the Pikes Peak region. Give yourselves a hand, the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs. Yes, that's us. That's us. And welcome. Welcome, visitors and guests. World Peace and Understanding, our event is on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. So subscribe, like, comment, and share, please, on the video that's on our YouTube channel. Rodney, how do you get to the YouTube channel? Go to YouTube and search for the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs, and you'll find it. Like all the videos, share all the videos. I think that the World Peace and Understanding event for 2021 was outstanding and is worth sharing with the world. So well done, Madam Vice President, Madam President-elect, Kathleen Saltmarsh-Voss. Give her a hand, y'all. That was just a good job. It's great, man. It's not easy working through stuff through COVID. In other news this week, the city of Colorado Springs gave away a fire engine to our sister city, Nuevo Casas Grandes. Y'all remember them? It was so awesome, and I was honored to be in attendance for that. You know what? Don't let me tell you about it. I'll let another Rotarian do that. Stand by for a second.
Thank you, Chief Colas. My name is Donna Nelson, and I oversee our sister cities for the city of Colorado Springs. And as Mayor mentioned, our Colorado Springs Rotary, the downtown Rotary, is donating clothing and shoes and toys for a local orphanage in Nueva Casas Grandes. This donation would have actually been made last year on Cinco de Mayo when a delegation was coming here from Nueva Casas Grandes to help celebrate Cinco de Mayo with us, with singers and dancers, and they were going to be working with our Cinco de Mayo committee here in Colorado Springs. Unfortunately, COVID stopped that. So we have had these items stored, and we are so happy that the fire department is here, and they are going to be taking all of those items back to make all of those children very, very happy. So thank you again to our president, Rodney Gillette, who is here from Colorado Springs Rotary. He is the president of that club, and I would say over the past 10 or so years, they've donated lots of computers and school supplies to the city of Nueva Casas Grandes. And then also we have here Harris Calafanos, our president of Colorado Springs Sister Cities, who has been president for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. And Sister Cities has just flourished under his leadership. So thank you all.
Yep. That's what we do around here. That's what we do at the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs. For those of you that are visiting and just want to get, a real world example of the impact that we're trying to make every day. So thank you, Donna, for putting that together. She doesn't know that not even the news media that was there had to show that on the news. So, that's exclusive. You're the first ones to see that. So I'll be sharing that later on social media. When you see it, please share it as well.
If I can interrupt for just 1 minute, that could not have happened without Warren Hill.
Right on, Warren.
Hill did all of the background on that.
Yes, he did.
Thank you, Warren.
Hey, Warren, take yourself off mute, man, and tell us how you started that program. Where did it start from?
Here's to Warren.
Put it on your webpage. Which is good, and it started about 2005 with a visit in Nueva Casa Grande. I took a look at what they had for fire engines. One of them, you had to put oil in the engine in order to go to fire, and the other one had a broken alternator, and that was a pickup truck. They couldn't get it anywhere, and I said to myself, we can do something about that, and I came home, started raising money, put together Rotary Foundation grants, and that fire truck that you just sent down there is the 9th fire truck that we have provided to them in one way or another. And I think that they've got the best equipped fire department
in all of Mexico.
And Warren Hill has driven many of those fire trucks down there himself.
Yes.
Inside every old man is a 12-year-old boy that wants to drive a fire truck.
That's right.
Oh,
Good for you, Warren. Good for
Awesome,
Warren.
man. Thank you, Warren. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for giving us that story, brother. That's really good. So welcome to Women's History Month, everybody. We just got done telling you about two history makers, and our next club president, Kathleen Sartmarsh Voss and Donna Nelson. Hope you enjoyed those stories. Rotary became better in 1987, just in case you weren't tracking that. If you agree with me, clap your hands. Okay, yes. 1987 was a good year. Speaking of the history makers, let me introduce to you past president Maile Foster with our words of inspiration today. Madam Past President.
Thank you, Rodney. So March is Women's History Month. It's an annual declared month that highlights the contributions of women to events in history and in contemporary society. It's celebrated during March in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia. It corresponds with International Women's Day, which is March 8th. So it all started in 1978 as Women's History Week. Then it was really in, 1987 in the United States, it became a month. So I was just thinking 1987 was also when women first came into Rotary. So there was probably a little synergy there. Anyway, there are hundreds of interesting and inspiring examples of women's contributions to events in history that still have an impact on our lives today. So for an example, I have a couple examples, of course. Nellie Bly, who's a reporter for one of Joseph Pulitzer's newspapers, went undercover in this really nasty asylum back in 1887. And her two-part series that was published in the newspaper during that time was a big sensation and was the precursor to investigative journalism as we know it today. And then Hedy Lamarr, a well-known glamorous actress during the 30s and 40s, she invented a technology that's impacting our lives more today than ever before. She thought of creating a frequency hopping radio signal that could not be tracked or jammed. And her idea was, because during World War II, there were radio controlled torpedoes and the bad guys could change the directions of the torpedoes by fooling with the radio signals. So she invented a signal that couldn't be tracked or jammed. And she and her friend got that patent in 1942. So today, that same kind of spread spectrum technology is incorporated into Bluetooth in some Wi-Fi networks. So it's kind of interesting when I put on my Bluetooth headset, I'm thinking, oh, it all started with Hedy Lamarr. But anyway, and then my son has a contract with DuPont. And so I was investigating women scientists, and the chemist Stephanie Kwolek, I think that's how you pronounce her name, she was working on an alternative for steel in radio car tires. And in part of that process, invented a fiber called Kevlar. So she invented Kevlar in 1964. And so, of course, among many uses of that fiber, the most famous is in bulletproof body armor. Since Kevlar vests were introduced in 1970, thousands of police officers' lives have been saved, as well as countless soldiers and civilians in combat zones. So all inventions and contributions for women in history. So contemporarily, of course, I love the S&P, and so the S&P Global just did a great study and determined that if women entered and stayed in the workforce at a pace like other countries, like even little Norway, the American economy would be $1.6 trillion larger than it is today. So we're all making contributions that benefit everybody. So a very contemporary woman contributor is the young woman poet Amanda Gorman, who spoke at President Biden's inauguration. So I'll close with her words. Being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. Thank you.
That was good. That was really good. I mean, just the financial thing for people that only care about money. Maybe just talk to them for a second. Like, dude, why would you hold women back from being able to make the contributions that they can make? Like, let them go all the way. Why would you have a system that would hold them back, not pay them the same or pay them their worth when you're missing out on all of that? What's the national deficit when you play fair? I don't know. That just brings me into the four-way test of everything we think, say, and do, right? Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I don't know how much slower to say that. That was great, Past President Foster. Thank you. Thank you so much for those words. We're going to go into our